considerable time with the McAdoo family. I know them to be a kind, loving family who look out for one another. I have heard them speak of John as a peaceful man who was trying to make the world a better place. That violence would claim his life is counterintuitive to the kind of life he led. As I've said in the past, I can only imagine the grief this has caused the families that have been touched by this tragedy. Although nothing is going to bring John McAdoo back, I am hopeful that the steps we are taking will make us a better police force and better equip us when dealing with these kinds of cases in the future. I will now take your questions. Je peux maintenant répondre aux questions.
There was a discussion at the time about paperwork and statements that weren't put from one file into another. What became of that issue? And secondly, on the expectations of the beyond the lookout, what expectation could there possibly be other than let us know if you see it?
On the information relative to the contact that was made to us a couple of days, I believe on the 29th of November, that was information that was passed on to us relative to the fraud and the theft of vehicle. And the observations of one family member, as I said, that if the individual came back, there was a possibility of harm. That was discussed with the supervisor in District 2, and there was a notation made to the member to contact the investigators and or have the investigators contact the complainant. And further to that, the family member that came in made the commitment that the person that was feeling threatened would come into the office and make a statement at that time. Unfortunately, time being what it was, that never occurred. The member was on days off at the time, and the information never got to the investigator until such time as the murder had occurred, unfortunately.
But is there anything in that you feel you need to fix or address?
No, again, it goes back to the whole point of this, that everyone believed that Mr. Baker was in the United States. There wasn't an imminent threat, and as I've said many times with the family and with the investigators or whatnot, it would have been quite a different situation if Mr. Baker, or in any situation such as this, where the threat was truly imminent. Someone was still living in the community, someone was local to the person that felt threatened. In our case, we believe that the individual was not even in the community at that point in time. And as far as your question relative to CBSA, the way that they look at information they receive from police officers, I'm going to have to refer you to CBSA to clarify on that point. But we contacted CBSA, we passed on the information, and from that point on, we were not available.
But what would your expectation be? Would need to be clarified, other than let us know?
I can't speak again to the risk of exercise for information received at the they will probably have prepared statements and prepared documentation for media in this particular instance. But our expectation would be that there would be a phone call made or something of that nature in the first instance. But as Deputy Fitch indicates, and so as Staff Secretary Jay McGinnis, we need to understand exactly what the expectations are. Assumptions do not work in cases such as this. If I ask you to watch out for someone, I want to make sure that you are going to contact me, not assume. And that's clearly what happened. There was an assumption.
So is there a level of blame that CBSA has to, or is assuming, or has to assume?
Absolutely not in this case, not from my perspective.
Qu'est-ce qui va changer à la GRC à la suite de ce rapport dans vos politiques, dans vos pratiques?
Il n'y a pas un grand changement avec la politique. Nous sommes en train maintenant de réviser toute la formation autour de family violence, spousal assault, dans la province de Brunswick. Aussi, la semaine passée, j'ai commandé un autre membre de commencer le travail ici autour de family violence, qui a fait avec l'expérience de révision de toutes les politiques de la GRC, comme je dis, autour de family violence, et trouver si peut-être nous pouvons avoir un partnership avec une autre agence, un partnership avec le chef de police à Nouveau-Brunswick pour améliorer toutes les politiques autour de ce sujet.
Donc, vous n'auriez pas pu faire autre chose que ce que vous avez fait pendant l'enquête? Est-ce que c'est ça que vous dites?
Pas nécessairement. C'est vraiment difficile dans le GRC où on peut avoir beaucoup de plaintes, beaucoup d'enquêtes avec le même sujet. peut-être nous devons trouver une autre façon de réviser toute la documentation, tous les dossiers. Si on a 5 dossiers avec le même sujet, évidemment, il faut avoir un autre superviseur qui peut réviser tous les renseignements et faire des recommandations à quelqu'un pour régler des problèmes.